It's August 2026, and we are tapping into the Akashic Records to see what themes are present for humanity during this powerful month. The Fire Horse year has been in full swing. We just made it through the first 6 months of the year, and I am feeling worn out. I don't know about you. Leave below in the comments how you are feeling, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty dead. Pretty dead, and looking to tap back into that momentum, but hopefully in a way that is soothing rather than feeling like a tornado. So it'll be interesting to see, especially since August holds the Lion's Gate portal, which is a very powerful portal for a lot of people in the spiritual community, but also for Earth. I'll have a separate video channeling about this year's Lion's Gate portal, so stay tuned for that. But right now, go ahead and enjoy what you are doing while we tap into the Akashic Records. And if you are looking for spiritual support at this time, feel free to go to my website at earthtomarissa.com. My quantum tune-up services are still in full swing, and I have some available times towards the end of August, mid to late August. I have availability. So if you need spiritual support, if you're looking on past life clearings or releases, you are trying to tune into some quantum healing, these sessions are very powerful for all things growth, really, and connection to self. So check that out, but let's go ahead and dive in to the Akashic Records. I'm just going to tune in here real quick, and then I'll begin channeling. So y'all fell. I went and grabbed my tripod. You were previously sitting on a lantern, so we have a better setup now. But when I first opened the records, I kind of got this, it felt a little like a dystopian kind of visual where it's all of these people lined up and they are like marching forward at the pace of which like a slow line moves. And they are essentially lined up and are a part of this greater system that's starting to like come online. Like it looked like a machine, but machine isn't the right word. But system feels like it resonates more. And essentially what I saw was that as these people are marching forward, they're starting to be divided into their areas in which they can help. They are receiving tasks, and then they are going about into the system and with that task and completing that small purpose. And it's this kind of analogy for where we are at as a whole. I feel like a lot of people feel like they are waiting and they don't really know where they are, and it's this message to let you know that you are still moving towards a greater purpose and that the task will be given soon. It feels like there had to be a certain amount of momentum, like enough momentum for these tasks to actually be handed out. And so that momentum has been reached, and the lines are forming. So like you will start to find your place in your current area, wherever that may. You will start to find that you feel as though you may like fit, and you're starting to find, your section, your group, your division. That's the word I'm looking for. And so you're being handed these tasks. And what can these people do with these tasks once they are received? I immediately heard surrender to what is given to you. Surrender to what you feel like your purpose is at this time, and stop trying to fit into a mold that you feel is holding you back. And it's important that you really get in tune with what role you feel like you play in the current ascension, in the current times on Earth right now. And as you get more specific on that, maybe you set goals, like get really clear on the role it is you want to play, the goals that you have, and that will help to lead you to the right division in which you are, sector of the system. And that's when you'll start being handed. Like, a lot of people are wondering, like, I'm lost, what am I doing? But they haven't left space for them to actually be like assigned to a specific sector, because they just feel like they have no role. But I feel like whoever is watching this, like, you do have a role to play here. And it's not always going to be, they want to make this very clear, it's not always going to be lavish and out loud. Like, there is a specific type of person that is meant to be forward facing. And then there are other people that are meant to be kind of in the shadows or in the background. And that doesn't mean it's less than or more than. It just means that's where your specific role is. And to surrender to that role when you find it, surrender to that task. And get clear, start asking your guides. This is very clear as well. Begin asking your guides to show you your sector and to show you the task that is at hand for you. So this is interesting, and this actually, I received something about this the other day for my partner. I was tapping in, and it was essentially this like giant black hole that I saw over Africa. And they're bringing it up again. And it's because this black hole is growing, and it's not a literal black hole. Let me be clear. It's more so this metaphor and this energetic portal that is growing in momentum, that's building, that we are being tasked to help in the growth of. And it's essentially the birth canal for New Earth. And so what they want to share in bringing this up is that momentum for this portal is going to be growing, and you will feel very strongly magnetized to certain places, to specific ways of living, to specific content. Like, watch where you are being magnetized to and extremely drawn to, because this is where your next step is going to take place and your next step is going to be. And they want to be clear too, this magnetism is coming from the heart and the gut. So that should help you discern. If you're questioning where you're feeling drawn, see where that magnetic cord lies within your body. And this cord, if you're connected to this giant system, portal, birth canal, you will feel it in your heart and in your solar plexus. And that will also help you to align with the task at play here and your next role. Roles are shifting. This is another theme coming through. Because this momentum is building at a rapid pace, your role that you've previously taken on is going to be shifting, especially if it feels as though you have been needing to stay quiet or needing to play it small right now, or if you have been working somewhere that it is you don't like, or you feel like the time isn't right for what it is you're bringing to the world, that is shifting, and your role is becoming different, or your role within the work is going to change, because your magnet is essentially like turning towards the source of this portal and drawing you in. And so new opportunities will then come. I feel like if your role is shifting now, within the next 6 months, the amount of like opportunities and change that could happen in your life is going to be pretty monumental. So just be aware of that change and of those shifts, and be aware that if you feel called to be doing something else right now, or you feel called to change up how you're doing, it's because your role is shifting, and it's okay to let go of what it is you've built. It's okay to begin anew and release how you've previously been doing things, and that gut feeling that you might have is accurate. This is cool. So I saw a bunch of like trees and jungles, and then they brought through some animals that have recently come into our awareness. And they are speaking to this as being part of this shift and this momentum change. And they're saying, like, each time this happens, know that you have accessed new timelines of perception. And so our perception is also going to be changing, and we will be able to begin seeing things that were maybe always there but weren't available to our level of consciousness and our level of perception. So, yeah, I feel like new species will continue coming online, new discoveries will continue being made, and it feels like there's this excitement for humanity, truly, because we are at such a precipice right now for evolution. And so they want to essentially remind those that feel like they have lost hope, feel like they have lost faith, lost their sense of being here, and remind them that through, the outside world of new discoveries and new things coming online, like, our internal perception is shifting and changing. So if you feel as though you don't recognize yourself, or your body is going through a lot, or the way that your body intuitively wants to do things is far different, again, than what it previously was, our perception and our physical bodies are changing. And so don't be hard on your body, and there's no need to be hard on the shift that wants to occur. If it feels like it's hard right now, it's okay. It's going to even out, is what they're saying. And I feel like there are going to be like waves of this, which of course, like, I'm sure you've heard the waves of ascension. And I think that idea is usually talking about like the 3 waves of ascension, Dolores Cannon. However, this is talking about these more subtle waves of ascension, and one of those being the animals that have been found, the new species that have been found here on the planet recently, within the last months, and also the just the rapid shifting in people's day to day, but also in their physical symptoms. So there's a lot of new physical symptoms coming online, and this is the next theme. Physical symptoms are at an all-time high. If you have been feeling into physical ailments, if your body has been responding to things differently in your internal and external environment, that is incredibly normal, is what they're saying. Like, do not be surprised if you are feeling overwhelmed by your body sensations. Again, your sensitivities are at an all-time high, and perceptions are changing. And the best way to calm this is to really just tune into breath and tune into your center column. So I'm seeing like some of the old ways of grounding where you like visualize roots and you visualize like feeling your sit bone against the earth, and you visualize yourself connecting with the earth's core. Like some of these practices, what I'm hearing essentially as our body changes, they're just outdated. They're becoming outdated, and there are new ways for us to work with our energy centers and also new ways for us to ground. And one of these new ways, what they're saying, is through the central column. And so this is for a lot of people, you know, open your crown chakra, see, and I do this too. I'm saying it sassy, like I'm mocking it, but I'm not. I think it's just funny, you know. Open your crown chakra, visualize the white light coming down into your body, moving down into the ground. So that is the column, but they're saying actually don't visualize it moving. So don't visualize like a downward stream. Don't visualize an upward stream. Like, just allow it to be. It feels like they're downloading something to me as I say this. Yeah, just allow it to be. And I see with the energy centers, I saw like the chakras are kind of like zigzagged. Maybe some are along the central column, some of them are like zigzagged, and they're saying essentially it's important for you to bring them all back into the central column. And so to literally visualize them moving back into the central beam of light that you are. And you don't have to force light into your body, is what they're saying. Like with the shifts that are occurring on Earth, your column is just beaming anyways. So like, they're like, don't bring more light into your body. Like there really is no need for that. Like you're already really connected. That's why your sensitivities are like so potent right now. But it's more so using the beam of light that's already present to assist in the alignment of your chakras so that the beam of light can make its way into all of the areas of your body. So the reason why it feels dense in areas or certain physical ailments are like flaring up right now is because it's coming in, it's getting stuck, this light, or this light touches this area, and because it's only touching this area, it's like bringing up all of the shit that your body's ever stored there, because the light is like burning through all the shadows, right? Flaring them. But what will create a more easeful experience is if you allow all of your energy centers to open, and the light can then be dispersed equally throughout your entire body. So again, like there's no need to like move the light. However, move the channels in which the light can flow through so it can actually flow and intuitively move where it needs to, if that makes sense. And that will be very grounding for you. Okay. So I was asking if there was anything else, and they were showing some visuals. But I guess I'll share this one. I saw us standing on the ground and then a mirrored image under the ground. And it's like 10 to the reflection that's under the ground and connected through our feet. And by doing so, that can also assist in the grounding. And then there was another message that came through. I asked if there were any events, coming up that we should be aware of, and I got tsunami energy. So let me ask, actually, is this literal or is this metaphorical? No, it feels literal. So I'm not sure when tsunami season is. But yeah, it feels as though there could be a possible water event of large wave and destruction. And I just keep getting this message and feeling that our oceans are really at a point of activation, really. Like, knowledge that has been in the oceans is wanting to like bridge the gap to the land, which is really an interesting way of putting it and doing it. So Mother Gaia is like essentially like bridging that through the tsunami waves and bringing some of that knowledge back to the land, where the land has really been void of the knowledge that's held in the waters. But it's like destroying too these like, this is really interesting. I'm seeing like these walls of like light, well, not light, just translucent walls that I feel like humans or some kind of beings made on the land, essentially like to disconnect land and ocean. And so a lot of what these earthquakes and like hurricanes and tsunamis are doing, they're essentially like the earth is trying to destroy those walls that have been set up that have divided her energetically and physically, I see too. And so she's using these waves, she's using these natural weather events to essentially like destroy these boundaries that have been placed upon her and to return this harmony and this unity between all that is the land, the sea, and all of her. Yeah, just bringing it back to unity. It's really interesting. Okay, are there any last themes for August? I heard graciousness and generosity. It's really time to start connecting with your local community, connect with yourself, connect with your loved ones, and really return to what it's like to be giving and to be generous and to share with gratitude. And by embodying this generosity, we are able to heal collectively the lack wounds that plague the planet. And we are able to show that there truly is support and unseen magic that can happen here on Earth and everywhere. And people who didn't realize that that was present but need that reminder are really the ones that need to receive right now. And so be mindful of where You can be generous. Where can you be a little more generous? Where can you be a little more giving? What do you have? And it's so interesting because I did a Lamaze event, which is a Wheel of the Year. It's the first harvest celebration on the Wheel of the Year. And this is all about that. That's August 1st. And it's all about, reaping the harvest, sharing the harvest. And so, where in your life have you been able to harvest a lot of one thing? Let's say like you're growing corn and you've got a lot of corn to harvest, and the farm down the road, your neighbor, they don't have corn. They barely even have a veggie farm. Their land is really depleted right now. So where can you share the abundance to let them know that it's present in their life? And where can you be generous? Where can you be giving? Where can you share that generosity? That's really important right now. And we must come to that knowing that when we give, we will always receive. It's this circle of abundance, of life, the circle of life that is present for us and that we can tap into. And so if you feel as though you haven't given in a while, or you feel a resistance to giving something that you may have a lot of but don't realize it, lean into that resistance and give where you can while making sure you're still safe. And maybe it's, giving a smile. Maybe it's helping, giving a hand, giving time, volunteering, giving a meal to someone, sharing, flowers that are in your yard with someone else. It can be anything. It doesn't have to always be money or feel like it's something you don't have. Everyone has something to give. And so really tapping into that will be important this August as we build momentum for this new source portal that is bringing through New Earth. All right. Thank you for these beautiful messages. Let's share a moment of gratitude. Grateful for you, grateful for the records, grateful for humanity and this time that we all get to share and receive and be a part of. May August bring you many blessings, and may your harvest be bountiful. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the live events online and in person this month. If you aren't a part of my email newsletter, comment below and I can add you so you can stay up to date on everything Earth to Marissa. And yeah, have a beautiful month. I will see you soon.